welcome back to That's Never Happened Before. Thank you for your patience. Really appreciate it. We were just having some tech issues, but we are here. Very excited to be with you all this evening. We have an awesome guest who's been around for lots of GDQ things for a number of years. So it's great to have him. We are joined by Church and Sarge. How you doing, Church?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. So I wanted to just really quickly remind everybody about the show. For those who are new or haven't seen an episode of this before, we are centered around speedruns that break down the glitches. So glitch-heavy runs, and we get to break them down and show them off, talk about them more. So it's basically like seeing speedruns happen, but are slowed down in certain sections so we can really get into the nitty-gritty of like, what's going on with this glitch? How does it happen? Like how is it formed? Like, what's the tech for it? So we get to talk about that a lot. We've even had a bit of a glitch exhibition in one of our episodes, and we will have another one that's actually more focused on that coming up, which will be really, really cool. So that's the basis of the show. That's what's been going on. I think this is episode 6, which is exciting. And as always, hi, I'm your host, Kungfufruitcup. And again, I'm here with Church. And so Church is going to run TimeShift for us today. Before we get into that game, I just wanted to ask a little bit about your experience with GDQ. You've been doing stuff with GDQ for a while. So like, what would you say like you've been involved with the most behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes, so I volunteered at every event before I was brought on as staff. And then I guess, so at that time it was head donations that I was a big part of behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got brought on, I did a lot of check-in stuff. And then in the most recent years, I've also, as well as the check-in, which hasn't really been a thing
Right.
under the circumstances, but I'm in charge of check-in whenever that happens, and I'm now doing the YouTube stuff, so uploads, all that kind of stuff.
Cool, that's awesome. Yeah, so I mean, it's like I have my own experiences with GDQ as well because I've been attending for a while and then getting more and more involved, which personally I love. But is there anything like for people who are like, hey, I'd love to get involved with GDQ one day, like do something like volunteer or see if there's like positions open. Is there anything that you, based on your experience, like that you could recommend? Just any like tips or anything?
A lot of it is just like you have to have a passion to help.
Yeah.
You have to want to help, right? Like, it's not about just being a part of, like, it's not just about helping something just to say that you helped something. It's about actually wanting to be there and help for the sake of helping instead of the sake of just saying that you helped, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So finding a way to really show that and prove that to the people with GDQ would make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I think that's a great answer for that. Okay, so you do last as GDQ, but also today we are here to check out TimeShift. Now, I personally know very little about this game, so I'm excited to learn. I'm going to learn all about it, I'm sure. But how long have you been speedrunning this?
I did runs of this for about a year in 2019. And then between 2019 and 2 days ago, I've never touched the game again.
Perfect. So this is going to be.
I have about 200 hours speedrunning the game.
Yeah, so that's like a good amount of time that you've actually invested in it. So it'll be cool to see kind of like a D-rest. We'll get to see the glitches as you're, re-exploring some sections. And I'm trying to think if there's anything. Would you say if there's anything good for us to know before we start about the game?
Things are going to make sense for about 3 minutes, and then they're going to not make sense.
Perfect. All right. This reminds me of our last episode when we got to see PJ
I'm
Siblings
being
Awakening.
I'm
Yeah.
being yelled at. Was that last year? I didn't realize. I thought that was 2 years ago that I ran this on Spotlight.
Hey, it's been look, quarantine has just made a mess of us all in terms of schedules. I don't know what time is anymore. I don't know what day it is a lot of the time. It's it takes a while sometimes to be like, "Oh, it's actually like it's May. Did you know it's May?"
I
Because
did
I don't
not.
think a lot of people have realized. So yeah, it's totally okay. Well, I'm down to see this game. I'm really excited, and so this is going to be a casual 80%. That is the category, but it is
Yep.
also going to be a casual
It's like
90%. So
yes.
yes, yes, speed runs done slow in a way. Yes, so it's like I feel like it's like you're watching a video or you're taking a videotape, right? And you're like, because I'm thinking of like old VCR players, right? But like let's say you take a YouTube video and then sometimes you just like have to put it in like half speed mode because you're like, what just happened? And that's like what
Yeah.
the show is.
Yeah. You had to slow it down so you could just process everything that occurred.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, that is another good way to be like, this is the point of the show is to understand. We're just trying to understand what's happening and all of this madness involved in all these glitches. And it's so fascinating to me. And I figured, there's enough people out there who would find the same interest in it. So here we go. Let's go into it. Whenever you're ready, we can get started and then just tell me all about the game
Yep.
and we can see what happens.
So actually, two things, I guess. There's one thing I remembered. So one thing to note about this game is that it's actually very favored as a segmented game.
Okay.
I'm doing a single segment. In theory, I'm doing a single segment route, but there's a lot of strats that I'm not going to do because they are incredibly difficult to pull off.
Okay.
The other thing, stream might have noticed that there is no game sound. It has been a lot of tech issues,
Yeah.
so this is the compromise. There
Yeah,
will
that's
be
okay.
no game sound.
Any difficult thing you would like to try if you want to like save it and reload and try a few times, like you're welcome to. Again, it's like seeing the kinds of things that you're comfortable showing off, being like, oh, this is possible and this is how you do this. Like, you know.
I'm
Mm,
absolutely pulling off extremely difficult stuff,
great.
or I'm
I'm
going to
ready to see
attempt
it.
them. Yeah,
Okay.
there's just a few things that I've just given up on learning because it's essentially task strats. So.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
All right. Would you like me to count down?
Sure.
Okay. We will get started with the run in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So this first level is extremely slow. There's not a lot going on. It's exploring the lore.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of talking and a lot of waiting for things to happen. The basic lore is that there were two scientists, the main character and the main antagonist. They were working on suits for the Department of Defense that could like manipulate time. And then our suit was better, so the antagonist blew up our laboratory, killed our girlfriend, and then time shifted into another timeline and took over.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So we have entered the timeline to to kill him and fix the timeline, basically.
This
So
is the
this
timeline that
is
he entered.
yeah. So this is
Okay.
the second timeline that he's entered, and we've kind of entered at the very end. He's basically he is currently eliminating all of the resistance, and there is nothing we can do. And that's how this game starts. So we still don't have a weapon. Everybody's just kind of running, and so we're running along here. It's very mundane for about another minute, and then it's going to start.
Okay, great. When did this come out?
2007,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
Man, that's 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my god. Okay.
So we're being yelled at to hide. No reason to hide. They're not going to shoot us. Yeah, this is a very old game. I used to know what engine this is on. It might be its own engine. And
Interesting.
there's you can like, if you were a little better at it than I am, you could like Counter-Strike surf, but I don't super know how to do it on these. So.
Counter-Strike surf? What does that mean?
So in Counter-Strike, you can do like a lot of like surfing just on objects, and you just kind of like glide around and stuff.
Oh, got you. Okay, okay.
Oh, I am.
Uh-oh.
My laptop's not plugged in. Give me. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Okay, here we go.
I need to run and get my my charger from my laptop. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'll be right back.
Hey, just having the game up has been great. Sometimes these days happen, chat, and you know, we're rolling with the punches, we're going with the flow, and that's what this episode's gonna be, and it's gonna be fun regardless. Yeah, in terms of this show, this has never happened before, right? Always a good sign. I hit things are happening. So yeah, for those in chat, is this something that you have, who here has actually played through this game before? Yeah, we got the title drop early. We sure did. I see movement.
All right.
All right. Awesome, we're back in.
Okay. So we went through 3 minutes of like nothing, so we're gonna do 2 tricks and run here. So the first thing, this game has a quick save and quick loading. So we're gonna do a double grenade jump, or we're going to die.
So you're gonna die, and then what?
Did I just restart the game? Dying's not what. So there's probably going to be a lot of accidental deaths, just because a lot of the tricks are going to be grenade jumps. But so what we're going to do is we're going to do a grenade jump. We're going to try and get out of bounds here. So there's a fence over here that we're going to try and go over. So we're going to leap over, and then we're going to mash quick save as we fall. Because we'll die, but there's a glitch that happens if you quick save when you're landing. You'll actually like be on the ground with a little bit of health. So
okay, so we have spawned on the other side of the gate, and we're barely alive.
We are barely alive. We're going to get the health back, and we're also outside of the map.
Great, and you used a grenade, you said, to do that?
Yeah. So on the assault rifle, there's 2 grenades that you can shoot. And you can actually hold the grenade, so I can shoot that out and then holding the button, so it won't detonate until I land it. So a lot of the tricks for getting out of bounds involve shooting the grenade out and then releasing it and then shooting another grenade at your feet to give you a double boost in momentum.
I see. Okay.
So now I'm just walking at the end of the level here, and we're kind of spawning in and out. I'm also sinking at the same time. I'm sinking fast. Hopefully, this might be a little too low. We're gonna see here. So basically, this is the end of the level. And we hit the end of level trigger by forcing ourselves into the wall here. And now we're just trying to stay within the trigger, because we can fall out. So there's going to be a cutscene that'll play, but if we're too far down, it won't trigger the start of the next level. So
Okay.
we're just kind of hoping that we're high enough up. So this is the end boss over here, and he is currently eliminating the rest of the resistance.
Oh no. Okay. Well.
Okay, we are a little too low. So we're just gonna move this up here. And we're gonna try.
So we have a lot of loads for this.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of quick saving before we do this.
Sure. So are we going to be breaking out of bounds similarly to how you did the first time a lot?
There's a lot of getting out of bounds, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. A lot of them are going to involve explosions.
Okay.
But they're not necessarily all going to be double grenade jumps. There's a lot of triple grenade jumps. Quick
Okay.
save here.
So when we get to those, definitely like show us the setup before you do it, because we're gonna want to see how that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like angles or kind of whatever will help. Like anybody who sees this and decides that they want to play what looks to be cool but also like a broken mess. You know, it's a good opportunity to give people information in case they feel like trying to speedrun this game themselves.
I think this will work.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and show off setups as much as possible. There is a little bit of when you're first getting started, you can use some audio cues for kind of like grenade jumps and stuff.
Okay, so we won't be able to hear that this time.
Yeah, unfortunately. There's a lot of, so in the next level we're going to get the actual time powers. So a lot of the tricks are going to be a little harder, like, so like I said, this is a very segmented run. So there's a lot of different strats you can do. So I might not be doing the most beginner friendly strats.
That's okay.
So a lot of them, there we go. Yeah, so a lot of this, like, there's a lot of different varieties of tricks you can do. So like I might be doing the hardest in one level, but there's a bunch of other tricks you can do to make it a lot friendlier.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, just being able to like break down the basics of how it's working is going to be useful for anybody as well.
So we've done all of our time powers. So there's slow, stop, and reverse. And when you slow time and you're below a certain health threshold, you'll start to get health back. So we're going to do an interesting physics trick here. So I'm going to launch this barrel in the air and slow down time. And I'm going to shoot it up in the air. And then when my clip ends, I'm going to save the game while it's in the air, and I'm going to let it go. So if this works first try, which it didn't, so basically I'm trying to reverse time so that the barrel will be going upwards and get momentum off of it. So it didn't work the first time, which means I can show this off. If you get a barrel high enough, you can actually get it stuck in the air with a quick save, which makes it easier to do a lot of tricks sometimes. So hopefully I'll get. Okay, so we got the launch, but it was a weird angle, so I'm not actually going to pull out the way I want to.
Whoa.
So I'm trying to get specific angles here. So I want to get out of bounds in two. There's two ways I can get out of bounds that'll actually get me what I want. Because so basically there's a lot of walls, invisible walls, and some of them you're actually able to like go through, and then some of them you're not. So that death animation there was because I died when I shouldn't have been able to, obeying the laws of physics. So it's just like, yeah, this doesn't make sense.
Okay, so you're trying to shoot it in a specific way to go a specific direction?
Yes, so I want to either get out of bounds on this wall here or this wall here. Those are the ones that'll let you get out of bounds the correct way.
Okay.
And so the barrel has most of the momentum stored when it's in the air, but you can redirect it with bullets, and it'll keep like the it'll still fling you as far. It'll just change the direction.
Okay, sure.
All right, here. All right, so I've been launched very far up the air, and so when you get stuck in the wall, you have to like kind of push in towards the playable area to fall. Okay.
Yeah, you're like slowly.
So I got pushed in, but I quick saved this. Oh, the quick save didn't work.
Oh, so close. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Quick save didn't work. Oh well. Sometimes it'll do that. I'm not really sure why. It definitely said game saved, but it didn't. So, I guess I can talk about what I'm going to do in the second half of the level a little bit while I'm trying this. I'm actually doing a strat that's technically longer for this level.
Okay.
That is different than I think every run on the leaderboard.
Okay, so why do you do it then?
So basically what I'm doing, there is a weapon in the game. It's called the, I think it's just called the crossbow, but it's explosive crossbow, which you can do small boosts with. That doesn't spawn in like for the player until I think like the 12th level.
Okay.
Except this is plot. Sorry, lore-wise, this is we've gone back in time to like the very beginning. So
okay,
this
so
is
we're
like,
at the beginning of his takeover.
Yes. So the resistance is fighting against the enemies, and not all of the enemies, but some of the enemies have the explosive crossbows. So there's an area over here. Yeah, they have the explosive crossbows, but they only have it on. So I'm gonna start a trigger here, and so where I just was. So all of this is outside of the playable area, and I'm gonna lean against this wall, which is gonna start a huge assault. Which includes enemies that have the explosive crossbow.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm going to get the explosive crossbow, which I don't need for a few levels, but I do need for a trick, which is going to save an incredible amount of time and skip like 2.5 or a level and a half.
Oh wow. Okay, so it saves a lot of time later. I see.
Yeah. I'm also gonna. What is that? Okay, don't do that. I don't like to do that. Also, sometimes it'll spawn with a shotgun, which is like one of the best guns in the game. So I'm gonna pick that up, and it's gonna make a lot of the combat a little easier. Normally, you don't get the crossbow. Here we go. So I've got my explosive crossbow here.
Okay, we got it.
Which has 8 shots. And I'm gonna not use that for a few levels because I need pretty much every shot.
Okay.
So now,
you got it for later.
Yeah. And then I got the shotgun, which is gonna make combat a little easier, but it's not a big deal. And now I'm where I would be if I had an Adal at that site. So there's a huge fight here, and I'm just going to hold them off until a giant bat comes in and then we run away.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
It's like turrets. It's like you just have a giant turret right now, basically.
Yeah, and so there's a robot coming. I didn't mean to say like a grenade. Also, so if you see me kind of go out of my way to kill an enemy, I want to make sure that I have 4 grenades for my assault rifle basically at all times. Just so that I can do all of these tricks. Because there's a lot of areas where it's like I have to do tricks with all 4 grenades, and I don't have a chance in between to pick up any. So I want to make sure I have the max anytime I can.
So is going out of your way for an enemy meaning they have a grenade for you to pick up?
Yeah. So anytime there's an assault rifle enemy with an assault rifle, they'll give 1 or 2 grenades.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that was a single grenade jump. This is a triple grenade jump, and it's going to skip most of the levels. So The setup for this is I always quick save before I start a trick, so that way I lose as little time as
We
possible.
saved. Okay.
So you throw a grenade into this hole, and then you put a second grenade in it, and then you hold it, and then you want to try and time it so that the grenade and the like letting go of the underbarrel grenade to shoot the third grenade.
Oops.
Okay, I explained this part. Okay, so these two grenades want to go off at about the same time, and then your third grenade wants to boost you the little extra bit.
I see. Yeah, that's like the extra boost. I got you. So it's just the right angle.
Yeah, so you have to time it perfectly.
Okay.
And because you want to be at a specific place at a specific time in the explosion.
Okay. So will the grenades themselves launch you in the air? Like are you jumping as well?
I am jumping, so it's a little bit of everything. So the grenades will give you a little bit of boost. And then so every grenade will give you boost, and then I'm also jumping so that I'm in the air for it.
Okay. Okay, so we're getting some explanation while we build our height up. So you have 2 grenades down, and then you use a third as you jump to help you get extra height.
Yeah.
To get over this wall, and it skips most of the level.
Yeah, that's close. So because you can hold down a grenade, so you hold down the grenade, and then when you're ready to jump, you jump, let go of the AR grenade, and then shoot the third one.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, so you let go and then you shoot it.
Yeah.
So I see it now.
Yeah.
Cool. Trying to help repeat things occasionally, so.
and if you ever need me to re-explain something, feel free.
Sure. Yeah. Just to help with because of the mic quality, so yeah. Seems like a really really specific, like you need a really like max height basically.
Yeah. There is I think it's the top of the pillar is where the invisible wall is, like the bottom of it. Yeah, so you can see I'm getting a lot of height, but I'm just like blocking my feet on it. I'm also trying to jump near the top of this mound. Because obviously I want to start as high as possible. So
nice.
If I die, it means I'm jumping too late.
Oh, okay.
Or I guess I'm start because I'm like walking forward as I start my jump. So if I die, it's because I'm too close to the back explosions.
Okay.
This goes on too much longer. I have a safety save on the other side.
You have okay.
Yeah, I have safety saves for all of the difficult tricks, just in case. Because
it really looks like you're getting enough height there. It's just being.
Yeah, you basically have to get like the exact perfect height. There we go.
Oh my gosh, look! Yes! Awesome.
So there's like a huge area where we have to like fight through here, but instead we're just gonna walk to the end here, to the subway.
Okay, so if that had been first try, how much time does that typically save? Versus having to do the level?
So I think it's a minute off of the other skip. And then I think it might be like 4 or 5 minutes off of the whole level.
Oh wow, okay. 4 or 5 minutes saved off of the whole level. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think first try, that's cool. And even with like multiple attempts, you still save so much time.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's what's really good about a lot of these tricks. It's, even if you take a lot of time, you're generally still saving a bunch of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it. Because it seems like you can break the boundaries of this game like so much that
You
you
really
know, yeah, you have the potential to really just skip a lot. I mean, there's a lot you can do.
So, we're going to do two separate double grenade jumps here. One at, oh, I missed this one. The first one's not too bad, but the second one we're going to have to take a little bit of time to wait because there's a huge turret and a bunch of enemies over there that are going to shoot at us.
Okay.
So
that
we
was
want to
just
make
to
sure.
skip that little bit of barbed wire, right?
Yeah, so we jumped over the little barbed
Okay.
wire, which saves us having to run all the way over here and fight all of these enemies.
Oh, okay, perfect. Great.
And then we're going to do another double grenade jump while being shot at, so there's a good chance that we just get hit by bullets. And we have to do it a few times.
Okay, so we're trying to go up. Okay, so we use the ledge on the side of this like subway.
Yeah.
It looks like?
Yeah, so there's a ledge
up
here. Yeah, so we go up here, and this is the end of the ledge.
Oh wow, that was really solid.
So we're going to. We don't technically
Time
need.
slowed down right now.
Yeah, so whenever it's blue like this, time is slowed down.
Okay.
So this is, I don't have enough time meter built up to show them all, so give me a second and I'll show all of them off. So the reason I was killing those enemies is sometimes the trigger for that door doesn't work until all of the enemies are off screen. So that's why I was
Okay, so
just
you
kinda
need
clearing
to,
them off.
you're just guaranteeing the trigger opens.
Yeah.
By killing them.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So this is time slow, this is time stop, and this is reverse time.
Oh, okay, so we can see what they all look like. Okay, slow, stop, and
Yeah.
reverse. Got it.
Once my meter is back up, I'll just do it here.
Nice.
So
Okay.
this is just a single grenade jump, and then we immediately replace that grenade. So this is the level where we're going to do an incredibly hard trick that nobody does and skip a bunch of them.
Okay.
So I'm going to do another single grenade jump up here. Okay, so this trick is incredibly difficult, and when I was practicing for it the other day, it took me 3 hours to get it the first time, and also the setup that I used to use didn't work at all.
Okay.
I'm probably going to get a bad setup so I can show what I mean. So basically, the way I'm going to do it right now might not work for everybody, but I'm going to try and launch myself up with the crossbow, and I'm going to aim right here.
So the crossbow, because it's basically
Yeah.
a grenade launcher as well, right? Like it's something really similar.
Yeah, it's a mini grenade, so I can.
So that will push you up.
Yeah, so if you, I don't have health, so I can. It's not going to work for some reason. Alright, I'm not going to show it off currently right now, because it's not working.
Okay.
I'll just show it off.
Okay, sure. Trying to get up this
Yeah,
way.
so-
Oh gosh, it's like. Oh, that's really close.
There's a lot of different ways to fail this, and I'm probably going to be able to show a lot of them off.
It seems like you're trying to basically blast yourself up onto what looks to be a very small ledge.
Yeah, so this isn't actually like supposed to be part of the game. This is
Right.
just like aesthetic, but it has a hitbox. So I'm trying to wedge myself very specifically in between the ceiling and that part.
Yeah.
And I'm reloading every time. Okay, so I'm up here. Is this good? Okay, it's actually good. So if I had done this poorly, and by poorly I mean the game decided that it wasn't going to work for me, it would force me into a crouch position, and this still might not work, so we're going to try. So in order to do this, I'm holding forward so that it'll... Okay, there we go. I didn't put me in crouch. Okay, so this isn't going to work because it forced me into crouch. So, and you can, if I stop moving, you'll notice that it like, okay, as soon as I stop, start talking about it, stop. But it'll like, there we go. So it like pushes me slowly away. And if
Oh,
I
the
try
game
to,
is pushing you. I see.
yeah. And if I try to do the skip, so this is how I would normally do it, I no longer have, like, this isn't splash damaging, so it's not. So
It's
I
not
have to,
actually affecting you, so it won't
yeah.
take you where you need to go. I see. Okay.
And that happens because I wish I knew exactly why it happens. Like if I was like off for an angle, but like I was saying earlier, I used to do it a very different way, and when I was practicing it, it just didn't work. So I had to just like change my angle and hope.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, I mean, just the game just doesn't want to play. I mean, oh, so this skip reminds me very specifically of in Splatoon 1, you skip all of World 4 by doing like it's just like a really, really, really specific jump onto like a platform that's a couple of pixels wide, and you're trying to go between that, like the barrier that wants to push you off, and
Mm-hmm.
or you just fall um and explode. And so it's like, and the game really does not want you to be there. So it's trying to desperately like think you're on that, like, you know, when you hit that barrier, it pushes you out like that. So it reminds me of that, like pushing you backwards sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's trying to get you off that ledge. Yeah, I understand. It can be frustrating.
And if you remember the when I died because I was reversing time and it was breaking the laws of physics, it will also do that sometimes when I get out of bounds. It'll be like,
It'll
you
just
should.
do that.
This shouldn't be possible. You're dead.
Okay. So it's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I see you're trying to speed run. Don't do that.
And so also the reason I'm not doing anything for a brief period of time is because 2 crossbow shots will put me near dead. I need to crouch this. So 2 crossbow shots will put me near dead, and then I can activate time stop, which will start healing me, which means I can shoot more crossbows.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And for a lot of the more difficult tricks, that's going to be a very common thing, which is managing your regeneration with your shots to be able to actually
withstand the explosions that are going to be launching you everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like making sure you're healed properly.
Yeah.
So you just don't die all the time while you're doing these launches. Gotcha.
So I do have a safety save on the top part of this because this is like a 4-part trick.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it won't let you quick save. Oh, there we go. So this is the you broke physics, you're dead.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it won't. Yeah, like it won't let you quick save when you're like kind of out of bounds like this. But when you're fully out of bounds, sometimes it'll let you.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna try moving my angle slightly. Actually, because the way I used to do this trick is I used to line up so that I could see exactly like this much of this. I used to line up so that I could see exactly this much of this, and I used to face like right here. And that's not working anymore.
The visual setup isn't working.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I couldn't tell you what. So.
Yeah.
If anybody does try this skip, I think it took me literally 15 hours to get it the first time.
The first try?
Yes. Like when I was learning this, it took me, I think, 15 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And the reason I put so much time into learning this is because it skips like a level and a half. Well, so it skips all of this level, all of the next level, or most of this level and all of the next level. And in the next level, there's a trick that sometimes decides that you don't get to play the game, and you have to redo it.
It'll soft lock the game?
Yes. So basically, there's and for anybody who learns this game, you'll probably want to do that strat before you do this strat until you get frustrated with it, because this strat is really hard.
Seriously.
Basically, there's a 2-floor room that you walk into, and you shoot an explosive barrel. So you shoot an explosive barrel, or actually, I think the barrels all explode when you walk in. I can't remember, but basically, it's scripted. So like the top floor kind of like explodes, and a bunch of barrels will fall down. And you're supposed to. The trick is you reverse time and ride the barrel back up, and then you're on the second floor, which you shouldn't be for a very long time. And then you have to fight through all the enemies, and then there's a door that is, after you've cleared all the enemies, supposed to open with another enemy. And sometimes after you've spent 3, 4, 5 minutes doing this trick, the game just decides that that door's not going to open, and then you have to redo the trick. You have to just redo everything and hope that you get the trick again. So I decided to just do this because I didn't want to do that trick anymore.
Yeah, and that's fair.
When I had actually, when I was fully practiced, I used to be able to get this, I think, within 4 or 5 tries.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's pretty good. Because it's so fast, the reload is pretty snappy.
I'm just going to load a safety save here because I've been on this for a long time, and I don't want to spend too much time. So it's basically
that would push you out of bounds and...
Yeah, so the safety save that I have...
Okay.
Is right above. So the safety save is literally right above. So it would push me to basically this exact position.
So that's where it would have. That's where you would have ended up.
Yeah, this is where I was doing the trick to push myself out of bounds.
Oh, I see. Don't fall back down.
Yeah. I'm not moving yet. I have the safety save. So.
Yeah, you have the save, right?
Yeah. So now I want to be right there. So I'm gonna walk along the wall here, and I fell out, and I'm no longer in the game. I'm not in a playable area, so I had to open up the menu and physically load. I can't quick load.
Okay. Because the game's I don't know where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So basically, sometimes you can walk across, but I can't from here, so I'm just gonna jump. Okay, so this is where I want to be. I want to land on here. So I'm going to sink into here. And then it kind of you can see that it's crouching me. I'm going to save here. So this is the second part. So I have to be very careful. So I want to walk along this wall. And then I want to walk over this door. And I'll sink over the door. However, so I'm just going to walk. Oh. Okay, well, I sunk too far.
Oh, you sunk too far down. Gotcha.
So if I just walk out, I will immediately start slow walking. So I have to look a very specific direction. So you basically want to kind of look over here and then step forward a little bit and then immediately cut your mouse over.
Okay. Okay. So you're looking a specific way, and then you start to walk. Oh.
I kind of pushed myself inbounds there. So you want to, it's kind of like that, except you want to cut a little faster. So
we're trying to stay between walls.
Yeah, exactly. So if you start slow walking, you're too far to the right, and if you push yourself inbounds, you're too far to the left. Or you walk you didn't curve fast enough, basically.
So what's the deal with the sinking in general? You're just starting to fall off a platform, or what is that?
So you're out of bounds, and when you're out of bounds, you're constantly slowly falling because there's not anything below you.
So weird. It's the physics engine just breaks when you're out of bounds as well.
So this would work, but I got slow fall a little too fast, and it's gonna be a very long time until I hit that door. So I can just reload and try to get. There's that.
Okay, for reloading this bit so we can see if we can get down a little faster.
It's because part of the problem with slow falling there is you might not have the correct angle to actually land on the door.
Oh, I see.
Like you might slow fall that entire time and then not hit the door, and then you have to redo it all again.
Okay, so we are trying to hit the door to load what, a cutscene?
No, this is like the second part of the trick. So
Oh my gosh.
so from this door, I want to move to that door, and from that door, I'm going to continue walking out.
Oh, that way. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
We're trying to get down to the door, get to the other door.
Let's push me a little bit this way. Okay, I'm going to reload from here. And the other nice thing, so this will, whenever you reload a save, that's what it'll quick load every time. So whatever the last save was, even if you like, it's not the last quick save, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So another good thing about, I guess since I'm back here, I can talk about it. If you want to reset for this specific part, you can just hold back into the pillar, and it'll like reset you, so you won't continue falling. Because when you're on that platform, you're constantly falling.
You have you have to be moving because you're gonna start falling anyway.
Yeah, but if you hold back, if I hold here, I won't fall and I can stay here forever. But this ledge is like just small enough that if I stop holding back, I'm starting to slip fall.
Oh, I see. It's starting to push you forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So while you're preparing, you can just like hold back.
You hold back and you won't move off yet. Okay.
And you'll notice right under the mini map, in the top right, it's in the crouching position. So when you're in the crouching position, you're not falling basically.
Oh, I see, because you're crouching down, so you're staying on the ledge. Gotcha.
That's only true for this specific area. That's not like an end-all be-all
for like every skip. Yeah. Okay.
I think I have enough, so I'm just gonna go for it. So yeah, I want to land on this door, and then it will reset. So like, there's out of bounds where you just kind of slow falling, and then there's out of bounds where you can walk. Okay. And once I land on this door, it resets the like walkout, so I can walk over to this door, and then I'm going to quick save here. And then you kind of saw it for a little bit. There's level over here. I'm walking towards it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. We're like between the walls, walking to another. Oh, I see. Okay, it's loaded. I'm
falling really fast or something. I don't know why it is. I wonder if it's because of that.
What's happening?
I'm falling a lot faster than I normally do. I mentioned this before the game. For some reason, the game will sync a lot faster when you have like another program accessing video. So like if I were to screen share on Discord, it would make me fall a lot faster. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they all got to it. So okay, so this is where I wanted to be. I'm pushing myself into the floor so I can talk without falling. This is the end of the level trigger, and I want to I'm going to quick save here. I want to slowly fall, and then I'm going to crouch and then walk forward and then stand up under the doorway, which will trigger the end of the level.
Oh, wow.
And then I can skip this. And now I'm in the next level, and because I finished this level out of bounds, I'm out of bounds in the next level.
Oh, nice. It keeps you out of bounds. That's wild.
Yes.
Okay, so you're able to let yourself slowly fall, and then you crouch to get under the door to load the trigger. Cool.
So you basically hold into the corner, and then when you're at the right angle, you crouch, step forward, and then uncrouch.
Gotcha. Nice.
A little stuck here.
This is a tough run.
It is very tough. Push myself. Okay, I'm gonna have to reload this.
So since we're starting out of bounds, you are just taking advantage of that, and where are we going?
Directly to the end of the level, and it's a little difficult to navigate here, so I'm basically navigating with the mini-map. in the top, and I'm
I see.
trying to, because one of the things I should have been actually, so that's kind of cool. So I guess I'll show what happens if you go in the wrong place. So I'm just going to walk straight over here, and then sometimes am I just going to avoid all the kill points? I think I'm stuck. Okay, I'm actually stuck. That's fine.
You're actually what?
I'm just stuck in an invisible wall, so that's what happens.
Oh, you got stuck. Oh, got you.
Yeah, so you have to be very careful here. I'm gonna try and show what happens if you miss your mark. Okay, no, I'm just gonna do it perfectly. Never mind. So if you fall out of bounds in the wrong place here, oh, I didn't quick save there. Okay, well, I guess I have another try to fail. If you walk over the wrong place of out of bounds, it'll just like immediately plummet you down like that, and then you die.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you have to be careful about where you go, or else you just literally fall and die.
So basically, I want to go to that room.
Okay.
So my objective is kind of like that room. So I'm basically like walking out of bounds and trying to picture where I am above it with the marker in relation, so that I can go above the room there.
Okay.
And then fall into the level.
Gotcha.
And then there we go. I actually mashed quick save there. And then I pick up more ammo.
Oh, nice.
Right. This is a quick save. This is a quick save, so I didn't have the shotgun. Or this is a safety save, so I didn't have the shotgun. So that's where I would get the shotgun for the level. And this is the end of the level. So.
All right. So we finished the next level. Good job.
Yeah. So by doing that last trick, I skipped all of the level, and then I can basically just fall to the end of this level.
Yeah. What's the dot we're seeing up in the mini map? That has the Y, the blue one with the Y in it.
That's the next objective.
Oh, I see. Oh, wait, it's a triangle. Sorry, I was.
Yeah. So it changes a little bit. I think it's like which level it's on or something. But yeah, the blue thing is just the next objective.
I see.
So this is just like an ammo crate. I'm gonna go on it for my grenades. Then we're gonna do a bunch of double grenade jumps here. Okay, we're gonna fail a grenade jump.
Okay, so we're doing a little jump with the grenades.
Yeah, so we do a double grenade. You can do a single grenade jump, but it's a little harder to do, and I don't need I don't need all of my grenades because I'll have enough.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for my health to come back. I'm gonna reload here and then safety save, and then we're gonna slow down time to do another. So we're slowing down time so we don't get shot. We don't need it to do the double jump, but we're gonna do another double jump over here.
Okay, so you're using 2 grenades, or is it 3?
That was 2.
Oh. Okay, 2 grenades to do the jump, and you slowed down time so you wouldn't get shot.
Yeah. One of you.
Nice.
And then they had grenades, which is what I needed. Another quick save just to do the trick, and then I'm going to slow down time again. This is just so I don't die. And I'm doing a single grenade jump up here, which is the elevator to.
That works really well.
Yeah. The single grenade jumps are really easy to hit. It's when you have to like time the two or more explosions that it's difficult to do.
Okay, so 1 grenade jump is pretty easy, especially for this game, which seems like it has some difficult stuff.
Yeah.
1 grenade jump is where you're at. That's where it's at.
So there's usually, so I did a double grenade jump to avoid the 1 grenade jump. The reason I did that is because that's like the maximum height grenade jump.
Okay. The double?
And it's just easier to do a double for that one because the double just gives you the height 90%.
Right, so you're going to get that extra height just so you're like, okay, I know I'm going to clear this.
Exactly. Okay, so this area here, I have to clear off the entire, I have to clear the entire thing of all enemies. So the first thing I'm going to say a second, obviously. So I slow down time. There are these enemies that have jetpacks, and I want to try and stick as many of them with the crossbow as I can. And I'm also hitting the objective here. If you wait till the end of the and I might die a few times here because this is like a very aggressive strat. And
Yeah.
I used all my time by accident, so I'm just gonna reload the entire thing. So you want to hit that switch while you're killing everybody. It asks you to do it afterwards, but there's like a period of time where it wants you to wait if you do it later. So I'm just skipping that wait period by doing it now.
Nice. Wow.
So I should be right now. Basically, I'm just gonna hide and out, and I'm waiting for my time magic to come back so that I can heal. I think I left one enemy in a jetpack alive by accident. By accident, I just missed.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just trying to hide here until my time magic comes back. There's a lot of enemies alive. I missed too many.
Uh-oh. They were just trying to clear out the enemies here. For those who didn't hear earlier, he was also saying that there's something strange with this game that it acts up when you're like capturing video of any sort, or like just basically if you have video happening in any medium on a computer when you're trying to play this game, it can mess with the
like
the
OBS will capture it fine, but it's just like anything else for some reason.
anything aside OBS. Yeah, it like messes with the almost with a frame rate, like it makes it too smooth or something, and like you just can't do
Yeah.
the same skips that you usually can, or it's just much more difficult. So that could be occurring here. Yeah, just so you all know.
Let's just try and kill all of these. I think that's stuck in. I'm gonna save a little bit of my time magic here. It's not really magic, but that's what I call it. So. Okay, I'm in a lot better shape because I have a lot more time magic now.
You're gonna
Which,
you know what?
Sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying?
Sorry, I might be limiting a little bit. I'm in a lot better of a spot right now because I have more of the time stop, which means it's basically my health regeneration. Anytime I'm low, I can just time stop and it'll start killing me.
And you're regenerating, and also it's going to slow the enemies down to help you take them out.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an auto scroller level. There is no tricks here, and it's the longest level in the game because you can't skip anything.
Okay.
Basically, so this is like the commander of the resistance, and we finally met up with him, and our suit, because this is like a weird timeline, they don't have the same technology from the main timeline, so the main character's suit like stole every piece of information from the enemy and just like uploaded it to the resistance.
Gotcha.
So this is just like a very long dialogue. It's going to be we're on like an airship, and we're going to have to auto scroll our way through a bunch of mines and planes, and it's very boring. And also, you can sometimes just get shot out of it and die instantly.
So there's just death RNG everywhere?
It's not as often. So when me and Shock were running this together, we determined that I'm just really unlucky with it because he had never experienced that before and didn't believe that it was possible until I showed him.
Gotcha. Okay, well, best of luck.
Yeah, so basically, because I'm just on a turret, for some reason the bullets can actually hit my player model instead of the turret, like the ship, because the ship has its own health bar you can see on the top. But for some reason, the bullets can like just hit me and kill me.
I see. And then you can accidentally get knocked out because you get hit with bullets instead.
Yeah. Well, so because they're from like fighter planes, they just like one shot you.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually, sometimes you get lucky and you just like get left with most of your health or a little bit of your health.
Okay.
So yeah, this entire level, there's like mines that are being dropped. Or have already been dropped, and they're like on balloons. You can shoot the balloons with the mines still on them and they'll explode, but they move pretty slowly, so you can just shoot them out of the air. And then fighter jets are gonna start coming in.
Okay, so it's just shooting everything. Just shoot the things before they hit you. Gotcha.
So this first part is pretty easy.
Okay.
I guess the only speed tech is shoot a lot of planes because they'll kill you otherwise. But it's not really. It's just play the level, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, Technically, you're supposed to use your time powers to like slow down time so that it's a little easier. But because it slows down time, it also slows down the ship, which means that the level takes longer.
Takes even
Although,
longer. Okay. You have to be
yeah,
careful. Oh gosh, your ship's going down.
yeah, it's pretty hurt. It does actually regen, although I don't know that it's going to matter here. That took a lot
Right.
here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
so that
Oh.
was me dying.
Bummer.
Uh,
You just only have
it's
to redo the second half now.
yeah, yeah. So that'll reset you to that part. And also I can just quick save between bits here once I get to safe parts or more
Yeah.
safe parts.
I see.
So a lot of this is just like knowing. So when a plane flies around, it has kind of like a return pattern. So a lot of this is just like knowing the general pattern so that you can shoot down ships. And then at this part here, it's going to drop in a bunch of mines really close to the ship. So I usually wait until they're all dropped and then I try and kind of sweep them here. Because they all kind of line up nicely. I also have a lot of health here, so I might be jinxing it, but I should be pretty good. There is a part where as long as you have like a quarter of your health, there's not a chance of dying. And it's kind of like there. But I've got a lot of health, so I should be pretty good. I've also killed a lot of planes, so they shouldn't be able to do too much like massive damage to me. So basically, at this point, they've determined because of the data we've got that there's a bunch of prisoners that they thought were all dead, but it turns out they're still alive. So we're gonna do
Oh, they're still alive.
for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the ship crashed, and they thought that anybody that survived was just executed, but it turns out they're all alive. So they're gonna send the player in to
Go rescue. Yeah. Gotcha.
And this is the part of the level where it's just like, they can shoot me, whatever, I'm fine.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yep.
Also, with all of the things happening at the beginning of stream, just for the sake of time and to make sure that we are staying healthy, I think after the auto scroller, it might be a good time for a quick break so we can get up and stretch and get water and anything that we need to do. Because we here at Hotfix like to take wellness breaks. So whenever there's a good time kind of around like after this auto scroller section,
Yep.
let us know and we can get up and stretch our legs and all of that and then get back into the game.
Yeah, right now is fine. I'm about to, after this is a new kind of skip, so this sounds like a perfect time before we get into a new kind of skip.
Oh, okay, great. All right, well then, why don't we take a break for just a minute and we can, again, wellness breaks are good. You always want to make sure you're getting blood flowing through your system. I can talk. I also wanted to mention really quickly to everybody watching, if you're interested, in volunteering for SGDQ 2021 online, volunteer submissions are closed at this point, but stay tuned for more positions that will open soon. They'll be posted on gamesdonequick.com when they're open. And Frame Fatale, the all-women speedrunning event, will be returning on August 15th to the 21st with Flame Fatale. So if you'd like to see the game submissions and other relevant dates, you can head over to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatale. So there's all kinds of awesome stuff coming up. Really excited. Lots of great things happening this summer. All right, we will be back in just a few, and then we will tackle the other half of this game. Thank you all so much for watching. welcome back to That's Never Happened Before. Once again, I'm your host, Kungfufruitcup, and we are joined by Church and Sarge, who is doing a run of TimeShift. This is a casual any percent run. What's up, Church, once again?
Not much. How's it going with you?
Not too bad. So, I don't know if y'all noticed, for those who were here for the first half, but the mic is sounding better. Let's go. We have made some improvements, and I think we are ready to get back into this run. Sounding great, looking great. I'm ready to see it. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Okay, well, feel free to count down and get started whenever, or I can count down.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, am I loaded on everything? Not quite. Okay. So I'm gonna load the crossbow here. So I'm going to be. So this is kind of like an object jump that I've already done, except I'm gonna be using a very different object.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be quick saving a lot here. So okay, so it's this one. So I'm blowing this up to almost exploded, and I'm trying to hide behind the rock here from the shots. And I'm gonna slow time here, and I'm gonna try and use one of these wheels here. So basically, I'm using the crossbow to get the bike mostly destroyed. And then I'm gonna slow time, and I'm gonna explode it with the shotgun. And then I want a explosion that puts the tires in a good position. So this is a good position. So I'm gonna use the shotgun to shoot this up. And I'm still crouched.
Oh, like the barrel earlier.
Yeah, exactly like the barrel.
Okay.
Okay. The first time I tried it, I accidentally hit stop time, and if you, I did it again. If you hit stop time in the middle of this, then it ruins all of the momentum.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, so that's...
I mean, it makes sense if you're stopping time.
Yeah, exactly. So, these are a lot harder than... So, first of all, barrels are already really hard to do. These are a lot harder because their hitboxes is so much smaller.
Oh, okay.
And you're not really... So, like, with barrels, you can sometimes, like, kind of stand on them, or it's more friendly to the player being on top of it.
Yeah, there's more literal space.
Yeah, exactly.
To interact with.
For tires, you basically almost have to be hit by it. Okay, so that was almost what I wanted, but I didn't go quite far enough.
Okay.
So basically what I'm trying to do, this is just another skip to get out of bounds, but I'm trying to get up on the mountain behind me. Okay, I'm gonna just try and get a different explosion.
That gets you really high up.
Yeah. If you...
Holy moly.
If you get the right physics, it'll launch you very far.
Yeah, all the physics and everything in this game just seems like it can definitely bring a load of... I mean, I don't want to say like a load of issues, but it seems like, I mean, this is a difficult game. My goodness.
Also, I've been, in the break, I was informed that it's the same engine as the original Halo.
Oh, cool.
This might work. So the good thing about this particular mountain range that I'm trying to launch onto is that I have a very wide angle that I can be launched into, as long as I get the height, because like, I'm gonna die, okay. Yeah, unfortunately I can still be shot up here, but I have like this entire mountain range I can fall into, and then as long as I get up here, I will be able to go where I need to. Okay, so...
Oh, wow.
Oh, I fell.
So once... the layer just ends.
So once you're up here, you want to look for... There's kind of a geometry here, so you're looking for this peak over here. And you want to walk over to it, and then you can kind of see, like, level out in the distance, and you want to kind of walk to the left of it. And you just want to kind of walk straight out. And then eventually level is going to appear in front of us. I think I'm actually a little too far to the right. Oh, I'm definitely falling, so I'm... Oh, okay, I fell on top of the level, even better.
Okay, I was about to ask,
I didn't.
like,
okay,
if there were...
Never
oh
mind.
yeah, I was about to ask if there were like death flames in this area.
Yeah. No, it just let me. I was spamming quick load, and apparently it let me load, which I didn't expect it to. Okay, so it should be good right here. Here we go. Okay. So this is the end of the level, and just as a reminder, that was the beginning of the level.
That was fast.
Let me fall in.
I feel like this happened. Like there are a lot of. How many levels are in this game total, actually?
26.
Okay. And so, what percentage of these levels, or do you know like a specific number, do you have tricks that allow you to just jump to the end like this? Because it seems like a lot of them.
Or straight to the end. I think it's 7 or 8. Most of the way.
That's a big percentage.
Yeah, most of the way. I think another like 10. There's a lot of game that you do not have to play doing these tricks. So I'm just gonna kill. I'm only killing. Oh, it did not give me the health regen. I want to have. I'm still in time slow. That was bad. I need to have 4 grenades here. I don't need to have 4 grenades. I want to have 4 grenades for my.
Okay. To be safe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, for this particular part, I don't need 4, but it just makes it easier. So for this one, I blow this barrel up because I want to stand here and I don't want a random bullet to kill it. And I'm going to use this barrel, so I want to get that way. So I'm going to clear this enemy out. Okay, I missed a lot of them apparently. Okay, so once my time, and also for all of these launches, you want to have as much, like you want to have a full bar of your time powers.
Time power, yeah.
And you also want to have full health.
Okay.
Why am I being shot? Oh, whatever.
Because of the amount of damage that these skips do to you?
Yeah, and just
Okay.
because stray bullets can still hit you, and you don't want to be hit by bullets
right.
while you're in the air.
Yeah, you're still getting attacked.
Yeah. And yeah, you just want full of your time powers because you want to be able to like shoot it enough and then also have enough time for it to roll and then you jump on it.
Okay. So again, it's again about like that precise angle.
Yeah. This one here is sometimes a little tricky to just get onto because the barrel is like rolling down, so sometimes it's a little hard. Okay, this. Ugh. So I want to land over here, and I'm not gonna get it off this.
Yeah, how do you get that forward momentum?
Like towards that area.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to relaunch the barrel. Basically, I just need to shoot it in a different direction. Because I guess when I was shooting it, or maybe it's just the way that it landed, it lost all of the momentum. Because it'll usually launch you in the opposite direction. So like if I'm shooting one way, it should launch me where my back is facing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I guess one of the reasons why these work, the way this game calculates fall damage, it calculates it in a way. What am I? I'm just crouching, I guess. I'm gonna have to redo that. No, I'm just stuck on. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo all of this, I think, because I'm stuck on these bushes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, just like seeing kind of the direction of where the stuff's going.
Yeah.
Will be good. Okay, let's see it again.
This is still yeah, I can still manage this. If this goes straight up, as long as, so one of the tricky things about these barrel skips, if they don't land horizontally, it can be very difficult to get on them.
That makes sense.
So I might not be able to use this barrel.
Okay.
So the reason all of these launches work is because it calculates fall damage based off of where you started, But anything above the point of where you started will calculate as 0 damage. So as long as I land above where I started, I will never take fall damage. What am I?
Oh, that's an interesting way to program it. So regardless of where you go, as long as you're above like the plane on which you started, you won't take damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Huh. Only life was always like that.
No kidding. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I want to make sure that I land over here. Like, I want to land on the mountain anywhere here.
Okay. Because you want to be at the top.
Yeah. So then here, because we jumped over all of the regular queues to get here, none of the enemies that are supposed to be here are here, so we can go through this area without being shot at. This is the end of the level. We just have to do like a little. Yeah.
Of course. Okay, so we shot over this thing. Okay, we're at the end of the level again.
So right here, I'm gonna stop time and jump off because I didn't walk far enough. One of these trains has a bunch of explosives on it, so if I just stop time and then walk, I'll be fine. And then all of the explosion went off, and now I can head to the end of the level.
Oh, nice.
You're not really supposed to be like on the train when that happens. You're supposed to like get off, but also there's supposed to be enemies shooting you, but yeah, you know.
But why not? They don't need to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there is a super convoluted skip.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it because it is off the walls.
Give us like a explain like I'm 5 explanation if you can.
Okay, so on the other side of this area, there's a barrel. I might not be able to explain it like fully properly just because it's going to be difficult to show like all of the areas just because there's so many enemies here. But basically, you barrel launch on top of that thing, like that gate. Sorry, I'm trying to
like
not die as well. Yeah, the archway. You barrel jump on there, which is very difficult to do just with the layout and the barrels that are there, because I think it's all explosive barrels here, if I remember correctly. And explosive barrels tend to get shot by the enemies. So you have to like explosive jump on there, and then from there you have to, if I remember correctly, you have to do like a double or a triple jump to another area that's out of bounds, and then from there you can walk to the end of the level.
Wow.
I tried it at one point, and then I decided that it wasn't gonna happen.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people have actually been able to just successfully incorporate that in a run, do you think?
So there's not a lot of people that run it. There was a new world record for single segments like 2 months ago that I just found out about the other day. I have not seen what strats they incorporate, but excluding that run, nobody has pulled that strat off in a single segment.
Oh wow, no single segment.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So that was actually a skip, or kind of a trick, so I want to go over that. So that we needed to blow this up with an explosion, and you're supposed to like stop time and then leave, but if you walk right here, the explosion won't kill you. Even though it's supposed to kill like that entire room, but you can just like walk to the right and you're fine.
That's actually pretty useful.
Yeah. So this next skip here, I actually don't remember how much time this saves. I think it's a minute or two, but it could be a lot more, just because this is a really short level with the skip. So I really don't remember. But basically, this is just a very simple double jump, except I don't blow myself up. Okay. All right, it's not a very simple trick. It's a. Okay, so you just launch yourself over there, and then Oh, okay. I'm gonna spawn dead.
Okay.
Okay, I'm spawning dead, so I'm gonna redo it. You can either launch yourself all the way over. Do I have a save me in the air? Okay, there we go. Okay, apparently I had 2 saves there, one where I was dead and one where I was alive.
Okay. Ooh,
So
that's good.
sometimes you can land on the fence and then do it in 2 parts, or sometimes you just get enough momentum to go over. So this is essentially the end of the level. I just need to clear out some enemies here. Once I kill enough enemies, there are these 2 doors. They'll turn from red to green, and then enemies will pop out of it. And then I'm basically, I just need this person to come out of this door so I can activate the switch. This frees all the prisoners, and then we just walk a little bit and we're at the end of the level.
Nice. Awesome. That's definitely the best part is when you're like, okay, and so we jumped over this thing, and we hit this button, and we're at the end of the level.
Yeah, exactly. So this next level is going to be more of the blowing up one of the vehicles and trying to use the tire.
Okay.
And like the last time, I'm going to go straight to the end of the level. The one thing about this one, so technically if I go very, very fast and rush my setup, I can skip this cutscene, which is unskippable, but you basically have to get it first try, otherwise you just like ruin the setup and it's very difficult.
Oh, okay, so not only would you like miss skipping the cutscene, but you miss setting up the actual...
Yeah, you risk getting like a really bad setup, so I just waited out because it's not a super long cutscene.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
Okay, no tire. So this is... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, you go ahead.
So this is another one that's very forgiving just in like the directions I can go, because I can basically get launched anywhere from there.
Okay.
Some of them will be like much slower, but it's completable. Like you can get to the end of the level doing it. So.
Right. It's still feasible.
And like depending on how far away, you can decide, well, I'm just gonna retry, or you can go, well, I'm just gonna
roll with it.
Yeah. As long as you get the distance. I'm not getting launched by this. Okay, that was weird. It's like cutting off my time power. It does that sometime. It just decides that like whatever angle you're at isn't good enough, so I'm gonna retry this tire launch.
Sure. So again, like we've gotten to the point where a lot of the concepts of what you're doing to skip through these sections are pretty understandable, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times either using your ammo or objects around you that you shoot, and that's usually with some time mechanics to then launch you.
Yeah.
There's the physics in the game that are just like, well, here's all this explosive power, here we go.
Yeah, and a lot of it revolves around the time reverse, because it keeps all of that momentum, it just reverses it, which they didn't really expect you to try and abuse.
Take advantage of, right, exactly.
Okay, it's just canceling that, so I'm gonna retry it. And yeah, so anytime that I just like blow up the vehicle and then immediately reset, it's because a tire didn't go in a direction that was usable. Like it has to go basically above my crouching position, otherwise I can't shoot it up in the air, right?
Oh, that makes sense, yeah, because you have to be able to kind of get under it.
That did not launch me high enough. It's the right direction, I just need... Actually... was that out of bounds? There's one really weird, which almost feels like an area that was cut off. Yeah, okay, that actually was the roads. That if I had just taken that, I would have been fine. Because this road is out of bounds for some reason.
Okay.
For some reason, I thought I was the next road over. I'm gonna quick save here just because. So once you get into like these positions, there's some weird like invisible walls that might push you off. So I just like, because these are all a wall, so I can't go past them. But I just want to safety save. And one thing, I don't really think I've mentioned it earlier. So anytime you walk off of like this out of bounds, if you walk over an area that doesn't have floor below you, you can like start walking. But if I were to walk like over there, I would either get stuck or like start falling into the level. But if you walk just like over the nothingness, then you can just like start walking out of bounds. So I want to get in. The end of level trigger is about here. So there you go.
Man, the physics in this game are just wild.
And for reference, this is where I'm supposed to get the explosive crossbow.
Oh, this is... But you got it a little bit early.
A little bit. 1 or 2 levels early.
A little bit, yeah. Okay.
So this level is going to be another triple grenade launch. And then that's the only skip I'm going to do here. There is another skip that I could attempt. But the setup is extremely difficult, and it's possible that you can get launched. It's one of the very weird scenarios where you don't want to be launched super far. You want to be launched like a short distance, which is really difficult to control.
Yeah, I could see that.
Did I? Okay, that's one. I'm gonna reload so that I can... I thought I had saved a little closer. So I need to have 4 grenades here. And I only have 2. So I need to pick up 2 off of those, but for some reason I lost track of one of the bodies. So I did not get the ammo pickup that I needed.
Oh, I see.
So this is a... so if I were doing the trick, I would do... like if I were doing both skips, I would do a triple grenade jump into one like frag grenade and 1 underbarrel grenade. But since I don't have to save a grenade for that, I'm just gonna do a double grenade jump. Because anytime the grenade is, like the frag grenade is brought into play, it adds like, it adds an element that's out of your control because you have to wait for that timer and sync up your movements to it. Whereas if I just do 2 grenades from my assault rifle, then I can time the double grenade jump perfectly. So it just makes the second skip easier. Okay, so you want to line up kind of right here. I just kind of do it visually, but it's, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So you want to stand on like the 7th ring here. So you throw the grenade, and then it's another double grenade. So this is very similar to the one we were doing early on. And
just to get over that barbed wire again.
So this is gonna skip. Basically, you have to like rush up a hill while enemies are shooting at you. And like there's actually to my left, it's kind of like a minefield area where you have to use your time abilities to get across.
Oh, okay.
And there is a very small skip down there which saves like a few seconds. It's basically just not listening to the battalion commander talk to you.
Okay, like you can just get past that. But this is gonna be a lot better.
Yeah, so this is gonna skip all of that.
Nice.
I did not throw the grenade there. That was my bad. So this is another one where I don't know that it's the exact, like, you have to get exactly the max height, but it's very close to it.
Yeah, it's so interesting because it seems like it's so low. Like earlier you were able to skip over some barbed wire that was low to the ground, whereas this, they really don't want you to pass it, so they just built that invisible wall up really high, and we're like, oh, this should be fine.
Yeah,
So
a lot of the invisible walls in this are just very odd.
Well, this looks like so low. You should be able to just hop on over.
Yeah, it looks like it should be like the simplest thing in the world, but it's.
Right.
I think so. This one didn't take me quite as long as the one that took me 15 hours. I think this one took me like 6 though.
The first time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these skips were, a lot of these were pulled out of the segmented runs, and it's just like, I guess this is possible. I wonder if I can make this feasible. And then after a few hours, it's like, okay, I just want to do it once. Just let me do it once.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
And so it's really weird. Like, the more you get a hang of the tricks, the more, like, some of the tricks are just a lot easier, and some of them just, like, get harder for some reason.
I feel like that can happen, like, in any game.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, like, you start practicing, like, the really hard ones, and then you start getting a little worse at the other ones. So this next one here is just... So this is where if I were doing the next skip, I would do just, like, a frag grenade and then a underbarrel.
Okay.
But instead, I can just do this. So the skip that I'm avoiding, there are... So the end of the level is kind of like there, except underneath. And so I would knock those barrels down with a grenade and then reverse time. So it would, like, explode, fall down here, like, roll down here usually. And then I would reverse time up and then try to land up there. And then I could, like, walk to the end of the level. But
Okay.
we're already pretty close to the end of the level. There's, I think, like, 5 enemies, excluding the one that we just ran past.
You're gonna just get past them and do it normally.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run by them, basically, and because...
Because you got most of the way there.
Yeah, like, I had to run through a few doors.
That's probably more like world record strat sort of thing, or individual segment.
Yeah, I again, so I haven't looked at the current world record, but the previous world record, I'm 97% sure did not do that strat.
Oh, didn't even do that.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of the strats that I talk about that are just like, this is possible, are not done in
Single segment.
a single segment.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Wow.
there's even a few... There's at least one more that I'm going to do that's not done in the world record.
Okay.
At least I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's not.
I'm excited to see.
It's also extremely difficult.
That's okay. Look, we've been going
Yeah.
for it today, and it's okay.
So this one here, there's, if you look, there's panels. Oh, I'm gonna have to reload. I didn't realize it activated as soon as I opened the door. So there's panels on each side that I'm supposed to time slow to, activate it,
Okay.
and then go to the next one. We have enough bar and enough time with the activation phase that I can just run all the way to the end and open the door.
Wait, do you have that natively, or did you somehow increase your time?
So they all use a different amount of the power bar. Time slow uses the least amount, so you can go for longer. Time stop, I think, uses the most, so you don't have a lot of it, and then time
Right.
reverse is like in the middle there.
Okay. But just making sure that your time bar was filled up, using it slow, you can just skip all of that.
Yeah, exactly. And since it's right at the start of the level, it's, unless you used a lot at the end of it, you're almost always gonna have full there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do have 4 grenades, right? Okay, I do. Ooh, okay. So one of those guys on the right threw a sticky grenade at me, and there's no... I could have reversed time if I had reacted fast enough, but I was busy, like, checking my ammo count, so...
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Also, I had just saved, so it wasn't a big time loss.
Right.
Okay, so we need to run in here, we need to activate this button. This is going to turn a turbine on. And so it's interesting. You kind of like the question about the time power bar. You actually asked a really good question just like a minute too early. So not this. So this, I guess I should talk about this first. This is just a double grenade jump. This is actually a very difficult one.
Okay.
Because there's a wall here that is. It's just like what we were talking about. The invisible wall here is really high for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like it's also like pushing you down through the door.
Yeah.
There,
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
Early, maybe?
So I have to make sure that I'm not jumping in the door frame. I have to wait till I'm out to do my jump.
But then you still have to get enough height.
Yeah.
Gosh. Trying to get over the ledge. Okay. How do you land without taking damage or dying in this instance?
In most situations, even some that I don't, I just, as soon as I get in the air, I'm spamming quick save, because 98% of the time the quick save glitch will work, where as soon as I land, I'll die, but it'll save the game so that I'm alive.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So this, before I reload, this skip is actually, it's a little harder than just getting over this, because I need to land down there, and this wall here, this fence down here, has a really high invisible wall as well. So I have to not only get over this one, but I have to get over the next one. Which, getting over this one does not mean I get over the next one.
Right. And how much time does this save overall, would you say?
This one here is actually the worst one. This is like this level is filled with really, really difficult skips that don't save a lot of time. This one saves like 40 seconds.
Okay. I mean, that's still significant for a run, but yeah, I guess compared, like if we're comparing, it's definitely less.
This is definitely, I don't know if it's in my current PB or, no, it's not, it's definitely not, but one of my old PBs that was like a minute or two slower, I definitely just gave up and walked around.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't blame you for that. Eventually you're like, you know what, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
I'll try again. That's what happens in speedrunning.
Because this one isn't like a game ending one, this is just a, like there are some skips where it's just like I'd have to do the entire level. I'm just gonna keep going.
Right.
And then
it's either that or you reset.
Okay, so I guess I could reload a save, but I could also just show the path, which it's not a big. Yeah, I'll just.
This seems difficult. All these like max height walls seem really finicky.
They are. They really are. Mm-hmm. Also, the interesting thing about this is that when I was practicing earlier, I got every jump first try. And now I'm just gonna walk around.
It's always the ones you get in practice, you don't get in the run. And vice versa. Mm-hmm.
So I picked up extra grenade just to make sure I'm at 4. Also, if for some reason going into that, if you're not at 4, grenades, there's a infinite ammo right outside that you do want to pick up, because you need 2 after doing that trick. I have 4, so I have 2 extras, which will be nice. But yeah,
nice, yeah.
This is a time stop puzzle.
Okay.
You just have to. Oh, there's fire there. I forgot about it because I haven't done this in forever. It basically saves just walking around this area. It also does, it makes it so these enemies don't spawn, which is a little nice, but... Okay, so there are exactly 2 areas in the game where in order to complete it, you do not have enough time power. So the game gives you extra time power, and this is one of them. So... A few notes on this. I wait purposely here because for some reason the game doesn't like to give you the increased power while game saved is still on the screen. So
you have to wait for that to get off the screen.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
So I'm gonna reverse time here, and you'll notice the bar's going down a lot slower than it normally does, because this is one of the 2 times where it's like we're going to give you like double the amount so that this is possible, because this is how we want the game to be played.
Oh wow, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's
Also,
it.
so how many levels? Like, what level are we at now? Out of, you said 26.
I guess 26. I'm not quite sure how many there are. What?
Okay.
are we on? Factory recalls. So there should be. I think there's 7 levels left.
7 left. Gotcha.
Possibly 9. 7 or 9 is my guess.
Okay.
I could be off.
So this is more normal so far.
Yeah, we're gonna do a single grenade jump over there to land on these boxes.
Okay.
So we wanna. There is an infinite ammo box over here. We want to make sure that we have grenades. We want to make sure we have crossbows here. So we're gonna do a few. We're gonna do a bunch of like small jumps in a row here. So we're gonna do some crossbow jumps up here. We're going to slow time down so we have full health. Then we're going to do a single grenade. We're not going to get quite enough height. So we're going to redo it all. And then I'm going to remember to safety save at the top. I didn't fully heal all the way. That was my bad. Okay, not quite enough. I might end up just doing a double just to get it over with. There we go. So all in all, that didn't skip too much, but because they're so quick, it's worth doing, because it's a lot of backtracking here. So this is another skip that saves a little bit of time if it works, and otherwise it's probably best if I had just walked around, but usually this is pretty consistent. This guy's just kind of teleport in and harass me and then leave. Those enemies don't like show up until the last level, and I've never really understood why they show up aside just to like kind of scare you, because they don't really
like to mess with
do
you.
anything.
Weird. Okay, so we're shooting a chair.
Yeah, so we're getting this chair in this position. These chair ones are very hard to do. When I was learning this, I'm pretty sure all of the runners beside me, they use a grenade here. I've found that it's a lot easier to control if I use a shotgun to kind of shoot it in the air. It might take 1 or 2 tries to get a good shot to get it in the air, but after that, I just kind of shoot it up here. And then I'm just trying to get onto the ledge right above me.
Okay.
So
it's not in a super immense amount of height, but it's just a tough object to use.
There is actually a theoretical angle that I could get that I got exactly once when I wasn't recording that launched me right to where I wanted to go. And I don't know how I did it, and I've never been able to recreate it. So I just do this instead. But basically, I'm just trying to get to the ledge that's right above. If I just like land, there we go. So from here, I can walk directly to the end.
Oh wow! Okay.
I just have to like crouch along here, and then I can walk. So this basically saves. Can't really show it off here, but basically it would save. Climbing up and down a bunch of ladders and then walking around, not really a maze, but kind of like a maze down there, just with way things are laid out. So it's not like a huge time save. It is the end of the level, but I didn't save like minutes or anything.
Minutes and minutes, yeah.
And then this is the end of the level, and we're gonna go right into the next one. The next one is going to have some intended time mechanics and then some pretty decent skips.
Okay, awesome.
It's going to be a lot of grenade jumps, nothing like too fancy, just like a lot of time stuff. So that door is just on like a timer. I think I just quick saved underneath it. Yeah, because I'm dumb. I meant to time slow and I just like instinctively quick saved. Okay, so you can get under these with time slow, but it's like you have to be very precise.
Yeah, because they go back down immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just a single grenade jump that you have to not go too far over because there's a death plane. Even though as soon as I land, I'm going down to that area, there's like a death plane right above it. And also...
Are you trying to get on the platform with this guy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get on the platform with the guy. There's like a little... it's not really a roof, but like kind of like a roof right there, so I had to go to the left. But I also had to like not fall off.
Okay. I see.
It is a little bit of a precise landing because there's a lot of things that I could just like bounce over basically.
There we go.
And I have full grenades. So this next one is it's a pretty simple skip, but it's a pretty big one. I got shot, so I'm just gonna wait for my health to come back. Okay, so boop. Okay, I missed it. Okay.
We're using two
There we
grenades
go.
here?
Yeah, just 2 grenades. I don't think I got the quick save. I did not. Yeah. So this area, it's a pretty simple double jump, but landing sometimes, because I'm landing out of bounds, sometimes it'll kill plane me and sometimes it won't give me the quick save. So it looks like I got it there. And then I'm gonna do it for this one too, because sometimes that landing will kill me. And then nice. I'm essentially at the end of the level.
Perfect. This is what I've come to expect with this game.
So there's one sort of tricky area left. I basically just had to, and when I say sort of tricky, I mean I just might have to slow down a little bit, which wouldn't be the end of the world as long as I make sure I kill all of these enemies. Okay, so I have to... So there's still fire coming out, and the fire will instantly kill me. So I have to make sure that I'm Yep, I missed there. I have to time stop through the flames.
Oh, I see.
And I also have to, because I'm getting shot constantly, I also have to manage my health bar while I'm doing it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is probably the hardest skip in the entire game.
Man, we haven't even seen the hardest one. My goodness.
It's the next 2 are like the hardest in the game. So right now I don't have access to my weapons, and I have to jump out of this and proceed with the level, except I can trigger my weapons and I'm still in here. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna damage myself till I'm almost dead to set up the jump, and then I'm gonna do a triple grenade jump in this confined area, which is very, very precise. And then while I'm doing the triple grenade jump, I'm holding back so that I can get up to that ledge right there.
Oh, you're trying to just go straight up. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're hurting yourself, and then you're...
Yeah, so...
1, 2... Oh.
No, I did not quick save. So, the reason I'm hurting myself intentionally is so that I have the ability to heal myself with my time slow immediately. Because I'm in this confined area here.
Okay.
I will, like, all of the grenades will kill me. So I have to, sorry, I can explain that a little better. So because of the way this jump is gonna happen, I need to be able to manage my health. So I need to be constantly regenning my health for this to work. So I basically need to be almost full health, and time it with, I'm gonna need to do this a little different. So I'm gonna take a minute to fully explain this before I reload.
Yeah, no, it's totally okay. I mean, the basic concept is
yeah.
understandable.
Yeah, so what makes this really difficult is because I'm damaging, I also have to be in time slow, and I need to, time stop, obviously, to heal my health. But because I'm time slowed, it changes the timer of my grenade. So I have to change when I throw my grenade based on the time to heal fully, basically.
Okay, so you're lining up like 2 or 3 different types of timing.
Exactly.
Like.
So
okay.
if this, and I'm also on the wrong weapon, so I'm gonna. There we go.
That's a lot to think about.
Yeah. So because the grenade's going off too quickly, I'm gonna have to like throw it and then go into time slow and then hold back. Normally I would like throw it and then go into time slow, but because of when the timer is, I have to do it probably at the same time. I might be able to get away with a little after.
Yeah, slightly after maybe.
So that one, I almost had it. I just didn't have enough lift off of the third grenade.
Oof.
Yeah. So I'm right there. I'm just not getting quite enough.
Right. At least the setup for this is really fast.
Yeah. As long as you manage your quick saves, which after a while it gets like muscle memory.
Right. As long as you did it accidentally.
Yeah. As long as you're quick saving, like at the key setup points, it's really easy to do.
Mm-hmm. You have the backup save for this?
I do. I the first time I went through this, I was really worried that I wasn't gonna have enough time to get to practice all of these. So the first time I got every trick, I saved immediately.
Nice. Yeah.
Because yeah, like I said, this one and the next one are the 2 hardest skips. So if I don't get it, I'm not surprised. And so on all of my safety saves, I made sure to do it like immediately after. So you basically just, it's a second between me having died and me having completed it.
And getting it, yeah. Why don't I take a couple more and then head out for the sake of time? This looks really tough.
This is, yeah, so what makes this one so tough is just like managing when you're doing the time stop, because like,
right.
That was right there. Otherwise, like, you kind of get like a flow of how to do the trick, and then it gets completely changed up because you have to change the timer. There we go. Okay.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So we're out of bounds, and I want to walk. So there's a lot of like death planes around here, so I want to walk at that. And I'm gonna lose sight of it as soon as I start walking, basically. So I just have to go there and hope that I'm kind of on the right path, because
like staying in the same direction. Yeah.
Yeah. And on either side of where I want to go is essentially death planes. So it looks like I got it here.
Nice.
And then this is,
so we're back in bounds.
Yeah, and this is the end of the level.
Here we are. Once again. That's awesome.
So this next one, I don't expect to get it in a reasonable amount of time. So this is an elevator. So this is this saves a lot of time. So this is where I am, and I want to be up there. Yep. That should be on a shotgun. Okay, do I have 4 grenades? I have 4 grenades. I guess I actually don't need 4 grenades here, but that's fine.
Okay, so what's the setup coming up for the next bit?
Okay, so these are the barrels here. So I'm going to blow up, and I'm going to do a barrel jump, and I need to launch myself up there.
Okay. Woo! That's really high up. But again,
Yeah.
we've seen you be launched very high before, so not out of question for this game.
Yeah. So, oh. Okay, that might be a bad. Okay, yeah. Where are you? I'm gonna deal with you before I do this shot. So yeah, thankfully because of the barrel physics, it's just kind of in the air there, waiting
It's
for
just
me.
hanging there until you decide to shoot it.
Yeah. Okay. And it also gives me the ability to. I didn't deal with you already. I can like adjust the angles now because it's in a it's like it saved up all of the momentum. So now if I decide that I'm a little too off or something, I can just shoot it.
You can readjust. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
Okay.
Also, we're being told that this is the hardest trick in the run.
Yeah, this is the hardest trick.
You got launched just not exactly where you wanted.
I think that depends on who you're asking. I imagine that's Shock saying that. Shock and I have had some problems with this. But I think the last one is the hardest. This should work. I have a lot of places I can land on. Okay, I actually landed exactly where I wanted to be. Normally I would land up there, and then I would just quick save and then fall to the ground.
Yeah. But this ended up being right. Awesome. Yeah.
So this is exactly where I want to be.
Awesome.
And I just do a quick jump up here and then wait for the end of the level. I think the one before that's actually a lot harder, just because as soon as you get a barrel that's manipulatable, you can kind of like at least work your way to it, even if it takes a little bit. Whereas the other one, you just have to nail it perfectly.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So I think, yeah, it depends on like people's abilities and what they're better at as well. It's gonna determine like what might be easier for one person.
Yeah. This first bit's kind of an auto-scroller, but not for too long. There's a little bit of dialogue we can't skip. So basically, I just have to wait until we drive to the right place. And I might get pretty low, but I'm gonna try and avoid using time slow as much as possible to heal.
Your health.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid that unless I die. Okay, I'm gonna use it a little bit. How many levels are left?
How does the time power usually recharge for you?
So it just have to go a period of time, which I do not know what that period of time is, but you just have to go a period of time without using it, and then it'll recharge.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, that was a bad one. Okay, so I guess I'm trying. This isn't. Oh, that's far too low to be useful. So I want to go kind of right there, but like, so this one, I think like 70% of the level is technically usable. Like technically all of that is fine. But the best one is that direction to this direction. If you land like across, it's technically doable, but also you have to basically walk around the entire thing.
Okay.
Okay, that
So it's
barrel.
just a lot more travel time.
Yeah, that barrel is off the edge. I don't think I can recover this. So I have to relaunch it. Not a big deal.
At least like this one gives you a lot of leeway once you get up.
Yeah. And so the reason for that is because a lot of this level is supposed to be inside, so they have buildings that you're supposed to be traveling inside. So a lot of this is just for scenery. Like a lot of these hills and everything is just like to look to look
So you
pretty.
just walk over it. Instead.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand. Do you know if there are guides or anything like that available for people who would want to start learning this? Maybe it's a bad time to ask.
I don't believe there's any tutorial. I don't think this is gonna work. No, I'm too far this way. Okay. So technically, I could, I think, make this work. It is incredibly, like, so I've seen Shock recover that, and I think some of the other runners have recovered it. I have never been able to come back from that side. I always, like, fall into the abyss.
Okay.
So I know it's possible, I've never done it, and I'm not quite sure how. So that's why I always try to launch myself kind of behind where I am right now.
Right.
And yeah, so for a tutorial, as far as I'm aware, no tutorial exists unless the newest runner of the game has one or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so when me and Shock were learning this, or I guess Shock already learned it, but when I was learning it and with him, it was look at the segmented or the single segment and then try to copy everything.
Yeah. And put it all together.
Yeah, exactly. It was, can you make this work? Awesome. Put it in a run.
Oh my god.
Which actually did make learning this very difficult.
I'm sure. But hey, it's good that like you two are working together. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, hey, that's awesome for those who are trying to get into runs. If you don't have a lot of resources and guides, like get a buddy. It's a good strat because then you can work off of each other and be like, oh, I tried this, so I tried this. I think this thing works better. You know, you can figure out ways to explain it, or you can find more, which is great.
Yeah, so Shock had already learned. So it's actually funny. I saw this game was on. I was like, I want to run a shooter. Are there any shooters that are on sale? And this was on sale. So I was like, okay. And I looked at the run, and it was it was this. So I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. And so I bought it and I started doing like a casual run on stream. And then Shock, who I've known for years, and I had known for years at this point, came into my chat and was like, oh my god, you're running this? This is my speed game. I was like, oh,
cool.
Okay. And then we started again, so he had already learned it and had done runs. But it was like, okay, well now we can try to improve. And then he started, I don't know if he was already in the process of learning tougher strats, but once I started running, he started learning a lot of the harder strats. So a lot of these actually, the triple grenade jump that I just did, I learned that because he learned that.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Okay, this one should be it.
Having a buddy. Just so high, the whole map turns blue. It's so funny.
Okay, so I'm just gonna okay. So this is something that sometimes happens. I know Shock runs into it a lot. Sometimes there's a kill plane up there. So as soon as you land, just make sure you have a save just in case. Because you can walk around the kill plane eventually. It's just sometimes it pops up and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, so we went down below.
Okay, so this is actually an incredibly basic trick. And it's going to save, I'm going to go to the end of the level. So, I guess, hold on. Am I going to have enough health? I do. Okay. So this skip didn't skip a lot. This skipped a little bit of walking. This was a very simple skip. However,
yeah, very short.
Technically, we're at the end of the level. And the reason I say technically is because these doors open, some enemies come out, and then the doors close, and then we have to do a whole thing in there. We have to go do some stuff, open this door again. I have time powers. So I just slowed time while the doors were open, and I ran in, and the end of the level happened. Yeah. They did not consider that when they were designing that level, so...
That's so funny.
Technically, I skipped to the end of the level, but really, I just zoomed in through the doors when they opened.
Yeah.
So this here is the other the other area where it gives me a lot of time power just to get through. So this is just like, it's essentially the same turbines from last time except going the other way.
Oh, you just need that really fast. Okay.
Yeah. So there are technically skips I can do in this level. It's just like doing barrel skips to get like up high. They're very finicky and don't save a lot of time. So this is,
So it's
I
not worth it for
believe, the only level in the game where I don't skip anything. I just do the level intended.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Chat, we're going to see an intended level.
It's also just like, I guess technically I do like fall glitches where I just like fall and quick save, but
Yeah, it's not a big, huge thing that
Yeah.
we've been seeing every single time.
fortunately this is like a really short level, so
Yeah.
basically this is a Zeppelin hangar, which is like the airships. Oh, I didn't even die there. Awesome. So we're basically just stealing a Zeppelin. So we have to like basically go into all these control rooms and do a bunch of things to like lower the Zeppelin or fuel it or something along those lines.
Okay.
But like the level is very small. Like that's where I started over there.
Oh, wow. That was quick. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically just like two almost identical rooms on either side. So there's these two levels here that have to be pulled at the same time. Thankfully, I have time magic, and I can
Yeah, you
just
have enough.
yeah, I can just do it. And then this is the end of the level.
Here we are. Oh, that didn't take long at all. I
Yeah.
can see why you didn't decide to do any bigger skips for this.
Yeah, so like the skips basically, instead of climbing up ladders, I just barrel up, but with like how inconsistent they can be, if you miss like twice, you should have just gone, and normally they're hard enough that you miss more than twice, so. So this one here is a little bit RNG. This is a double grenade jump. Oh, sorry, no, it's a barrel jump, but it's in an active firefight.
Oh, no. Okay.
And if you don't kill enough enemies, they'll blow the barrel up or, shoot you so you don't have enough health. Because the problem with this one is that, like, there's always enemies. Even if you kill the ones on the ground, there's ones that spawn up top that shoot you.
Okay.
So you have to do the trick while being shot at.
Do you try to take out a bunch of them, you think, before?
Yeah, you basically, what I do is I try to clear as many of the ground ones as possible to eliminate them shooting my barrel, because that's the barrel I need to live. So basically, I need to have full health, full time magic, and that barrel needs to not explode like it just did.
Oh, no. Okay.
I don't even know what killed me there. Oh, I think I have no health yet. I have no health at the start of this. So yeah, it's basically just hope you kill enough of them and they don't randomly shoot your barrel. Like they just did.
Oh, again. Oh, man.
Okay, okay.
I feel like we must be pretty close to the end now, huh?
There is 3 levels.
Oh, nice.
4
Okay.
levels.
3 or 4
this might not.
It's just good to keep track. Like, I'm just...
Yeah.
Again, this is a new game, or this is a game that I don't really know about, so...
I'm going to attempt to do mental gymnastics to figure out how many levels are left while I do this. There's this, load the Zeppelin. I think there are this and 2 more levels. Yeah. Okay, so I'm basically just trying to land on, yeah. So as long as you land on this anywhere, you can just walk to the end.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So yeah,
That's good. Good amount of space.
yeah, and so basically you'd have to run through most of this Zeppelin, do a bunch of things, but if you land here, you can also land on this, and then just like fall down on here. So you walk back here, and then you want to land right here. And so specifically, you want to land on one of these two consoles. There's one on either side. You want to land on those because those are the only two places you can fall back inbounds.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, if you fall just straight down to the ground, what happens?
So if you fall on any other side of the room, you just can't get back up. If you fall on top of the room, but in any other location, you get stuck in like that slow moving.
In the slow movement, gotcha.
But you can't get back. You won't, unless you're in like a very specific spot where you can like move yourself with explosions, you won't ever be able to get back to the inbounds part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the second last level.
Nice.
Okay, so this is a little bit, basically, we need to blow up a few helicopters. I actually don't even know if you have to blow up the helicopters or if you'll be able to, so it'll slow you down a little bit, but I don't know that you actually have to blow them up or if eventually you'll circle around, just blow them up because it's a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
Once enough are down, that'll kind of do like a thing where it starts docking. I'm going to attempt a very, very minor skip. I'm going to attempt it like 2 or 3 times, and then I'll just give up and do it the regular way.
Are we going to use grenades for it?
No. So basically, I need to be there, and ooh, I'm almost dead. Normally, I'd have to like climb down a bunch of ladders and then get on the platform.
Okay.
Or he can push me off while he's rotating. Okay, that didn't work. This one. Well, like I said, this saves a little bit of time. It is not much.
It's a little. Mm-hmm.
So I'm only gonna try it like 2 or 3 times. What makes this really random is that this person's movement is like entirely random, so it's very hard to like get in a correct place.
Yeah, there's like no guarantee.
Yeah, if I were to do this like I don't know another 10 times it would work, but it's not worth it.
Right. Otherwise, yeah. RNG, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will try one more time.
So I feel like throughout a lot of these skips, we have like little bits of RNG going because not only is it placement of the grenades and then your timing, but you also often have like enemies firing at you at different ways, and you don't want them to mess with the things that you're trying to use, whether it's a barrel or like your grenades or anything like that. So it looks like
kill you.
Or kill you. Yes, you have like your setup, but then also you have like your surroundings are going to be affecting your execution of these things as well, which is just another aspect to add in.
So this is a time puzzle. I guess it's not really a time puzzle. You just have to maximize your time skills. It's just a room full of explosive barrels, and this guy just like opens the door and blows them up.
Okay.
So you just have to rush in here.
Oh, there you go. I know, it's good.
So this next skip I'm gonna do, I actually, so it's been so long since I've done this level, it has to be a skip, I think, because there's no way it's the intended mechanic, but it's really funny that it works.
Okay.
I'm confident there's more level, I just don't remember it. So there's an elevator shaft here, I'm gonna blow it up, I'm gonna rewind time. Okay, this is basically the end of the level.
Oh, you're gonna ride it up?
Mm-hmm.
That's so clever.
And then, yeah, there's definitely more level, I just don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I push this button, the cart that I need to get on is loaded, and then I fall down here. I have to not die, basically. Okay, so technically using time magic here slows me down a bit, but there's a lot of enemies, so I'm gonna just do my best not to die. Because there's just a lot of enemies on screen.
Right. So you're using stop magic occasionally to make sure that you heal.
Yeah. Okay, this is the last level.
Nice.
It might look a little familiar. You might notice that it is the same place where we started. Just.
Oh yeah, right. 'Cause we gotta go back and
Mm-hmm.
beat him up now.
Yeah, so this is the same area that I was earlier. Well, so it's the same level, just a different area slightly. And we don't have any weapons right now. We're just kind of walking through. And this entire area is just like kind of to show how much different things are now. So you might have noticed with the subtitles, you couldn't hear it, but the first time we were around here, there were prisoners being walked through here to be executed. And now this time around, the Resistance has all of the prisoners, and they're just kind of like, well, obviously they don't know that this has happened already, but they're just like happy that they won and kind of gloating and stuff.
Yeah.
So it did, like, this entire area is just kind of to show off like the difference that you've made.
That's cool.
And then so here is a boss fight that's coming up. This is actually like a really, really tough boss fight.
Is this the only boss fight we've had? Because usually we're just
Yeah.
shooting regular enemies.
Yep, this is the only boss fight. I don't like boss fights. I'm too
Yeah.
close to that.
So like, give me a game with one fight.
So instead of this is a little bit of this is just an annoying trick because these are the teleport enemies that there were earlier, and they just like kind of teleport around and screw with you. So this is a new gun, and I'll take a minute to explain it. So part of the big problem is while they're shooting you, they're damaging this, and this has like a certain amount of health.
The gun?
No, this tower here that I'm on.
Oh, the tower, right.
So this gun, if I stand right here and shoot down, it's gonna slowly push me up. And I want to get on top of it, basically. So I'm shooting it. I'm also watching my health and my placement, and hoping that somebody else isn't shooting it while all of this is going on. So I want to make sure that I have health. Am I on top? I am on top. Quick save. I jump over here. Okay, I'm over the doorway. Okay, that was the final. I guess technically, it was essentially the final boss. There's a little more, but I can't die anymore.
Okay, so we didn't really fight it.
No. So there's a huge sequence where like you have to deal with those enemies, and also like this giant crab robot that's around is like shooting things at you.
Right.
And it's like, I think I had to ask Shock how to do it the first time, because I couldn't do it. I didn't understand how.
Mm-hmm. But now that you have this weapon, you just suddenly can jump on over that.
You just go over. And then now I just have to wait for... So I have actually never learned exactly where this stops being invincible, but I need to shoot that 3 times. And it like is invincible right now, and I think it comes on invincible like right here or something. But I just need to hit this 3 times. Eventually he's going to stop moving, and it's actually really easy, but I'm going to try and do it before he... No, okay. I got time. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's the end of the game. We've successfully made a difference.
Nice. So when is actual time on the run?
Last hit of the boss, so it's already happened. Now it's just...
so we're already done.
Yeah.
Nice. That's why I asked. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is it over?
It is over, yeah. There's just a cutscene.
That was really cool. Man, this is like a tough game to pick up, but you know, I challenge anybody out there who is interested to test this out.
And yeah, so like I definitely did a lot of easy stuff and then a lot of really hard stuff, but you don't have to start with the hard things. There's and at this point I think you might have to... I know Shock did a run. I'll try and find the run that he did a lot of the easier stuff on, and then post it on the SRC leaderboard, just so it exists and it's easy to find. But there's a lot of easy stuff for a lot of the tricks that you can just, like, you don't have to do the really hard tricks to skip to the end of the level. You can do like some minor stuff.
Right, and then just, you save it and you learn it over time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a good... Either way, I think it's a good challenge. Also, this is our first time we've had like a shooter-based speed game on the show. So, well, I mean, you know what? I say that, but then we had Ratchet. I don't know. Ratchet, I feel like I categorize differently, but still, it's like, yeah, this is a really neat. This is definitely a unique style that I feel like we've had on the show so far. So, this is cool. Oh, look, we're seeing all the differences.
Yeah. So instead of her dying, he saves her. But there's like a paradox thing where they can't be together, so he like gets teleported off.
Oh, that's sad. Nice. Yeah, I'm just like going over the run of my head, going over like the experiences in this game. So it looks like overall you have skips. Like this is a game that you can just kind of jump on out of bounds. So like, hey, use some weapons, blast yourself out of bounds, jump off of a barrel or a chair or a wheel. Yeah, it's really cool. It's just like really interesting to see like the different ways that games break based on their mechanics and their engines and all of that. So I really appreciate you being on the show and showing us this view in this style of game, and de-rusting it a bit for us.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me and letting me, showcase this game. It's a really good game.
Yeah, it looks cool actually.
Yeah.
Like legit, just casually. How would you say the gameplay is casually? I saw somebody in chat earlier saying that it's pretty darn tough.
So just casually it is. It's just because like it forces you to use the time mechanics a lot, which are very it's a very unique concept that I haven't really done or seen done anywhere else. So it's a lot of like relying on the time slow to heal you as a mechanic, or just like realizing that, oh, I'm in this huge situation where there's a bunch of explosives, but I can actually reverse time, and then I'm not stuck with a grenade anymore, or stuff like that. Like it's a lot of, and once you get a hang of that, it gets a little bit easier, but it is still like a pretty difficult game, more or less. So, but it's really fun. Like,
yeah, it seems like with the 3 different types of time, like you were saying, like there's enough wiggle room to, I think casually you could really make your own strategy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's like rushing and then stopping to heal, or just trying to carry on through sections with the slow, or I don't know. I was kind of thinking about it as you were going through.
So I think there's actually a pacifist run.
Oh yeah?
I haven't looked at it, but I believe there is one on the leaderboard. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, I think you're able to like just get through all the enemies with time magic and stuff.
That sounds really tough though. That sounds honestly very tough to not actually take anybody down. That would be quite a long run. Well, again, thank you so much for being here, for showing off TimeShift for us. I hope that you all enjoyed it today. I thought it was really cool to learn about and to get to check out myself. So just before we go, I just want to remind you all that Summer Games Done Quick Online 2021 is happening soon. It's going to be awesome. There will be some more volunteer submissions are closed, but more positions will open soon, and that will be on gamesdonequick.com, so stay tuned. Also, we have Frame Fatale. I just want to remind you all, because that's another thing that is really awesome that I like to be involved with. It's the all-woman speedrunning event, and that's returning on August 15th to the 21st, and it is called Flame Fatale. So if you want to see more information on the game submissions and other dates and things like that, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatale. Frame Fatale. It's FATALES. Also, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to support our live content, you can check us out at twitch.tv/GDQ. Or if you're watching live right now, you can also check out any of our previous shows. You can go to the YouTube channel, which is like the opposite. You can go to, I believe it's youtube.com. I don't think I have that one on here. But feel free to check out our YouTube for all of our past shows. And any more information on hotfix that you're curious about, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. So all of that information is there. It's going to be super fun. Tomorrow we have speed seasons. So a series of get yourself speed running races. So tomorrow will be Skyblazer at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to check out Skyblazer as part of the speed seasons, that'll be 1 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be super fun. You can go to speedseasons.com to learn more. I know I'm throwing a bunch of websites at you. Most of them are gamesdonequick.com/something. But then Speed Seasons has its own site too. So feel free to check those out. Lots of awesome content coming up soon. Lots of wonderful hotfix shows happening now. Check those out. We will be back in about a month. We're usually the first Saturday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern. So just all things depending on timing. But it was wonderful to have you all. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much again, Church. It was lovely to have you on the show today.
Yep. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. And we will see you all next time. Thank you for being here. Have a great night and go check out Speed Seasons tomorrow. Bye, everyone.